Your long trip to Italy is fast approaching and you're thinking about opening a bank account. But just the thought of the Italian bureaucracy is stressing you out? Well, don't worry, because today we'll see together how to open a bank account in Italy. Ciao a tutti and welcome back to the Italianforawhile channel, your go-to destination for all things Italy. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks on how to get the most out of your learning experience in Italy. Today, we'll talk about all the benefits of opening a bank account in Italy, the eligibility criteria, the timing, the cost, and last but not least, the whole process of how to actually open one. So make sure to stick around till the very end, because today we got a lot of useful information to cover. So to start off, what are the benefits of opening a bank account in Italy, you may ask? Well, first of all, you won't get charged any extra fee, as you would when you use your card overseas. And also, you'll get the best exchange rate on your money. And imagine grabbing a cappuccino without having to find an ATM first. That's just a dream. And if that wasn't enough already, here are some extra perks for you. First of all, if you want to work in Italy, you will need your bank account for your salary payment. Indeed, many employers in Italy prefer and sometimes demand a direct deposit in your bank account. Second, if you're planning to stay for a long time in Italy, just know that the rent and all the bills are dealt with through a bank transfer from an Italian account. And third, to have an Italian account would allow you to track your expenses in euros. Now moving on, you may be wondering, but what are the eligibility criteria to open a bank account in Italy? That's actually a great question. And you need to take into consideration that these criteria might change also depending on the kind of account that you want to open. But generally speaking, here's an overview of the criteria. First of all, you should be at least 18, no exceptions. Second, to open a bank account in Italy, you should have a valid passport or an Italian ID. And the picture has to be as updated as possible. No blurry vacation pics allowed. Furthermore, during the process, you would have to show to the bank that you are actually living in Italy. So you can show your apartment contract or like a bill that you just paid, whatever that can prove that you are living in Italy. Lastly, to open a bank account, you will need to provide your Italian codice fiscale. For those of you who don't know what an Italian codice fiscale is, just think of it as your Italian tax ID. And no worries, we already made a super useful guide for you on what the codice fiscale is and how to get yours. You can find it here. Don't worry, to get one, it's easier than you think. So as we said, these are the general requirements. Keep in mind that they may change. For example, accounts that are specifically designed for students or professionals may require some additional information and documentation. For example, to verify that you're a student enrolled in a university in Italy for students, or your employment status for professionals. All right, now let's talk about banks. Italy has a variety of options, each with its pros and cons. Big banks in Italy like Intesa Sanpaolo or Unicredit offer a lot of flexibility and options. For a more local experience, you can consider smaller regional banks or a credit union. Do your research and just see which of the options available align the most with your needs. Then just call the bank that you picked and make sure that you have all the documents to start the process. Of course, Italian banks offer different account types to satisfy different needs, but there's actually one in particular that we're focusing on today, which is the Conto Corrente non Residenti, or non-resident current account. And who can apply to this Conto Corrente non Residenti? Well, anyone that doesn't have a permanent place of residence in Italy and that is staying in Italy for less than 183 days. Of course, this account offers limited functionalities compared to others, but it can still handle essential transactions, such as receiving international transfers or making ATM withdrawals. Now let's talk about another very important thing. What are the costs of opening a bank account in Italy? We got some good news for you, because usually to open a bank account is free in Italy. So there are no upfront fees when opening an account, generally. However, while the account per se is free, some banks may charge you some extra money for issuing your debit card or credit card. Of course, these fees can vary depending on the bank and the specific card type. Also, keep in mind that some banks may charge you some monthly or yearly fees for the maintenance of certain accounts. So when deciding which bank to pick to open your bank account, Also, to compare and contrast these costs can be a valuable way to decide. Once you've chosen the right bank for you, gathered all the documents that you need, and decided the kind of account that you want to open, all you will have to do is just go to the bank and prepare to fill out some forms. Don't worry if you don't master the Italian language. The bank staff will be there to help you. Guys, our journey through the Italian banks is about to end. But first, let me give you some bonus tips that will help you make your bank experience a breeze. First of all, even though it's true that we just said that the staff of the bank will always help you if you don't master your Italian, it's also true that to make a good impression, you should always try to make a little effort and go there, knowing some basic Italian sentences. These will just help you to smooth the process. Second, consider to ask for students' accounts or expat packages. These may offer special features and especially lower fees. And lastly, enjoy the experience. Opening a bank account can indeed be a fun way to immerse in the Italian culture. And with that, I would say that's really all for today. I'm sure that with a little preparation on your side and by following this guide, you'll be able to open your bank account in no time. If you found this content useful, don't forget to like it, share it, or just comment it with a friend. And also before your trip to Italy, I deeply recommend you to check out 2 other very useful guides that we created for you. The one on how to get your Italian SIM card and the one on how to get your Italian visa. I'm sure that these would both be very useful for your trip to Italy. Ciao, alla prossima!